Welcome everyone. We have another build session today. Today it's me and Guillem who are going to go through building of a little app. It's a little notes app, and it's going to be really exciting to see how far we get. I've been thinking about it, and drew some drawings to see how it could look like and what we could get going. So if you haven't been to or seen one of these sessions before, basically I will go through a little bit of the app and how it works, and then Guillaume will kind of clarify anything that needs clarification in order to go into building the app. And then we will get to building using the tools that we have, and we'll see how far we get.
Yay! Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited.
Okay, cool. All right. So for the app, so basically what we've talked about is a notes app. So for taking notes, and what I was also thinking is, yeah, so basically notes in groups. So for me and my family, or me and my for Dark Soul, or for my co-working space or whatever. And you can also have private notes in that then. And then what would be cool is also if some of those nodes could be lists. I think that would be a nice function. So that's a possible one that we can get into.
Okay.
Should I yeah, just jump into the drawing that I
Yeah,
made?
I think so.
All
Like,
right,
let's
let's
go.
see. Here's the this way. Here's the UI that I thought of. So
Okay.
basically having a let's see which hand I want. On this side, you have a group bar that has your groups, basically very similar to something like Signal. There's a little button on the top if you want to add a new group, and then you
Awesome.
would get your friends list, where you would be able to choose which friends that you already have in the app that you want to have in the group. There's a little indication of which group you're in. There's a add new note button up here.
Okay.
These are the notes in descending order time. So the most recent one up top, and then the other ones follow in time. And the only information that you see on this page is the name of the note. And that could be also that if you don't fill in any name, it will be the first thing that shows up on the note. But I don't know how to do that. And then the date of when it was last edited and who's created the note. Since this is a group note, it could be fun to see who started this note. So those are and then there's a search bar, which would be cool if you'd be able to search your notes, and it would search through all of your notes and then bring up the first results. It would be nice to sort it so the first results are from the group that you're currently in, but then if there are other results, those could come below.
Okay.
That was my thinking.
Awesome.
And okay, should I keep moving, or do you want to have a space to? Because the only
I
other thing I
mean,
have is a page of like a note of what that would look like.
yeah. Okay. So just a second. So let's have maybe some clarification on this page at first. So you click the new group, and then you jump to a page that lets you add friends. So here we are assuming that we that there is a process to get friends
Yes,
and
I
to add
haven't
new
written.
friends and uh-huh.
Yeah, I haven't detailed out that, but that would be uh we would have to use a process something similar to what we've seen before in adding friends and sending a link, or how you connect to be friends. Or it
Yeah.
could just be a public. For now, it could also just be public. You'd see everybody who's on the app, and you can add them as friends. Those could be
Yeah.
both work.
Interesting. I see the public profiles possibility as maybe fit for something like Hostanga, for example, where you don't really care that everyone sees your profile and whatnot.
Mhm.
So in context, for example, like Moz, or where the app is already embedded in a context, then that's totally fine and useful. If not, then we would probably go for private profiles, which means the friends module, right? And this is actually interesting to talk about here because we have basically two ways of handling profile information, one public one, which is the profiles zone, and one private one, which is the friends zone. So it's totally up to you. What would you prefer in this case?
I think if I was really using this app, I would prefer the private one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Then we have friends, right? Uh, if we are in the public one, there's no real need for friends because you see everyone's there, right? If we are going for private profiles, that means that you need to have some list of friends. Probably you have to send friend request and accept friend request, like all of that stuff, and then you have a list of friends from which you can create groups. Awesome. Yep. So could you show that page again? We need a way to see all our friends, right? So maybe there is like a top bar on top of all of this view, and there is a button there that says friends, for example, which brings you to a view that's like the list of your friends and like a button that says add friend, something like that. Would that work, or would you prefer? Yeah, go.
No, I think you could do that. I think you could. I mean, the question for me is if you need to have the friends dialogues or something indicating friends on the first page, or if you can just hide it all under the button of creating new group. And when you click that button, you get
Oh,
but maybe it becomes too much of like
huh.
a thing in a thing. But it could be like, okay, when you're clicking new group, that's when you get like the friend. These are the friends that you have, and these are if you want to add a new friend, it's here.
Okay, yeah, we
And
can
then
we can at least try that. Yeah, makes sense. Cool. I
um,
think I
yeah.
think yeah, go.
No, but I hadn't really considered exactly how to do the friend stuff, but that seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, like this is what happens when like you go from this is how it should work neverthelessly, and then actually going and grounding into actual user stories and flows. It like explosion of complexity. But it's fine. We have the tools to manage that complexity already, so should be good.
Cool.
Cool. So I think we can continue on to the node view.
Cool. So this, and I can send you the images of these so you have them on the
Mm,
computer for better. Uh, so this is, I don't know how well it sees. I don't think you can see the text, but maybe that's not so
no.
important.
Okay.
So a note is basically the full screen, and on the top left up
Mm,
here is indicating in which group you are, and also you click
mm,
that to go back into the main view.
mm.
And then the top of it just has the name of the note.
Yep.
Then you have the contents of a note. And if you want to add, and that's the thing I was interested in, I don't know how easy or hard it would be, but if you want to add, make it a checkbox list or add checkboxes to a list so that you can have it as like a to-do list or like then you click that to make the list into a checkbox thingy.
Okay.
And this is the
Cool.
possibility of maybe adding images, but I figured this would be out of scope for today, but it would be nice to be able to add an image to a note or to have something like that so you can, yeah.
Totally. Images are actually totally inside the scope.
Okay.
Totally doable. The lists are interesting. So these are list of checkboxes, like
Like so I could use the same notes app for if I have that for my family and we want to have a
mm,
shopping list for
yeah.
groceries, then I'd be cool to be able to use that app for that as well.
Awesome. So then you see a list of items with checkboxes. You can check them, and they go down to some like checked,
Yep.
already checked thing. Cool. Cool. Yes, we could see about doing that. And then on the bottom right, you
It
have
just says last
last
edited
edit.
by.
last edited by.
So it's like
Do you,
who was the person last editing this? And maybe that's actually, now that I'm thinking of it again, maybe that's what you want in the on the first page. Instead of created by, you want to have who was the last person to edit this thing. That could be more better information than who actually created it in the first place.
hmm,
I'm not sure.
okay. It's not that big of a problem, so should be fine. Cool. Cool. Yeah. I'm mapping everything in my head. We don't have a way to update the title, do we?
No, I don't have any button or anything. Like if you could just click the title in the note, or you could have a little thingy here
Little
that updates it.
thingy. Sure, we love
A
doing
little
little thingies.
little thingy in little updatey thingy button thing.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Perfect. Cool. Awesome. I think I have everything I need now. Should
Great.
we go for it?
Let's go for it. Let's
Okay.
get into it.
Awesome. Okay. So,
And
yeah.
yeah, I was just saying, I'll send the images over to you at the same time. So if you need to pull them up during the thing, it could be easier to share them and view them that way, and we can point to them.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks. Cool. So let me here share my screen. Take this away because these are not important. Cool. Can see you here. And now, how do we call this? Do we call this like notes, basically?
Basically, I think so.
Basically.
That
So
feels relevant.
notes. Totally. Cool. So let me go into my projects folder. And now I'm going to go to darksoil.studio/teenage which is the stack that we use to build hubs. And now I'm going to scaffold the teenage hub with this link over here. Okay, so going to go into projects, teenage stack scaffold hub. Okay, app name, notes, choose a package manager. I like PNPM. Awesome. Go to nodes, next develop, as it says here, set up your development environment. Next develop, PNPM install later. And let's see, what modules do we need in our app? So we need the friends zone to be able to send friend requests, accept friend requests, see list of friends. Awesome. We need the file storage zone to be able to upload pictures. Do you want to add tags to this thing or
Yes, that
no?
was, oh, I did have a little list of possible other features. And one was categories or tags for filtering all notes.
Awesome.
That good.
Cool.
So that's definitely something.
Cool. So we
Uh,
have a tax zone that can be included. Perfect. That's perfect. So that's 3. And then we also need a way to send, to send invites to groups, right? This is not going to be like visible in the UX really, because the UX will be like create group and add these people to the group, and then these users will automatically see that they're in this group and then they can leave if they want. But underlying, we need a way to send invites to groups, right? And that will be with the private event sourcing zone. So I think that's 5. friends zone, tags zone, file storage zone. No, that's 4, no? And then the private event sourcing. Okay.
Sounds right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, actually, before scaffolding, we need to create our DNAs because all of these modules that we've been talking about are zones, and we need to be adding zones to DNAs, and we don't have any DNAs yet in our app. So first, let's create a DNA, and I'm going to have the usual structure of lobby and group, two roles in my hub. So every group is going to be its own clone DNA. So scaffold DNA, which is the lobby. Cool, DNA lobby scaffolded, perfect. scaffold DNA group, awesome. And now we can actually go and let's scaffold a zone now, which is going to be the invitations. Scaffold zone. Group invitations, group invites, no? Group invites in the lobby, because if we are in a group, we are already there. Scaffold integrity zone, yes, yes. Okay, and now that we have a zone and it's already happy about that, we can go ahead to our friends zone and scaffold that with this command. Cool. And I'm going to add this main 04 because this is the latest version of it. So, and later we could look into adding notifications, but for now, let's stick to the main features. Friend zone, it's going to be on the lobby DNA. So group and lobby DNA, because it's only going to be the one. When you enter in the group, you already know who your friend is. Cool. Same for file storage. So file storage setup like this. File storage, awesome. And this is actually going to be inside the group because the images for the nodes are going to be stored inside each of the groups. Cool. And now I think we are on to private event sourcing, and private event sourcing, it's a little bit of a weird one, which is we are going to go over to the group invites. So here, and we need to add, this is all what's detailed here. So the private event sourcing integrity, which is coming from with this branch 04. Cool. And now we declare this integrity zone as a really weird, not really weird. We're just importing everything from the private event sourcing, so we don't need anything different in our group invites zone. And then we pull the coordinator as well, and then we go to the group invites coordinator and we copy paste this. Cool. And then zone name, we want to change by group invites. Cool. Right. And I need to make a note to remember to update this documentation because this now has an event hash, entry hash, parameter, same here. this is a B tree set. So Viktor, you are already at least a little bit familiar with this private event sourcing. So we define
Absolutely.
what kinds of things happen in our zone. And then it takes care of all of it for us. So do we do that now? I think we do that now. So group invite. And let's keep it simple. Each group is going to have like a random UUID as its network seed. So network seed, it's going to be string, and then accepted group invite hash entry hash, and rejected group invite. Okay. Yeah, let's validate. Oh, group invite, actually we need to, yeah, so who is actually invited is actually important. So that's good. And now we are going to say the recipients of an event, if, yeah, okay, so if this is about a group invite, these are the actual agents that have been invited, agents.clone, that's fine. If it's about it being accepted, then we need to, or actually, cool. And I'm actually now going to move this already to its own workspace. We have been working not in our own little corner. So let's now actually make it full screen. Cool, much better now. So I need to get the group invite. So group invite event, which is query. Wait, sorry. I need to go inside my Nix develop to be to have the ID running. Okay. So it's running now. Awesome. So query private event, exactly, which is the group invite hash. And this is, we know that this is a group invites event. Cool. We say that if this is not found, then we actually are in deep trouble. Fail to find group invite. Cool. And now we return the author of the group invite. So we have to tell back to our, yeah, to the one that invited what we did with their invite, whether we accepted or rejected it. Okay, we are missing the clone here. Good. Okay, that should do for a really, really simple backend, which is what it's really cool that we are able to just pull this thing together and have like some functionality. So, and now the group invites store, we need to declare about, oh, let's do the group client now first, sorry. So this is a private event, right, because we need to add the UI here, right? So we also have the private event sourcing zone, which we don't know exactly which version it is, but a simple Nix develop should figure that out and synchronize it for us. So this is the mechanism that keeps the UI and the backend for a module that we are consuming on actually synchronized. So sync npm rep and something's up. Private event sourcing zone. We didn't add the private event sourcing zone here. Cool. We need to do that as well. Private event sourcing. And we probably need to figure out a better way to include the private event sourcing to apps, but it's like its own unique thing. So it's a little bit trickier than other ones. So now let's actually see. Perfect. It found it, it's synchronized, and we now are synchronized with the UI. Good. And now that we have the UI, we should be able to private event sourcing client. We need to declare the types of events here. So export type group invites event, which is type, what was it? Group invite. Group invite agents. This is an array of agent public key. And network seed string. And actually, let's also, where is the name of the group going to exist? No, it's going to exist inside the group already, so that's fine. But I guess for you, no. Okay, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. So that for group invite, then we have type accepted group invite. And this is me just replicating on the front end what we already have on the backend to be able to declare that this is about group invites event. That's good. And then the store extends private event sourcing store with group invites event, and this should be a super cool. And actually, we need to also have a function to invite people. So we declare an SDK extern. So invite agents to group with serialize but abstract invite agents to group input, which is going to be a set of agents. And what else? A network seed. Input, invite agents to group input. This is going to be the result of nothing. And we just create private event, group invites event, group invite, input.network seed, input.agents. Cool. Yeah. No, this actually doesn't return anything. Similarly, we need something like accept the group invite hash entry hash extern result of nothing. So create private event, private group invites event, accept group invite, which we already have. And then we return this. Okay, we are not going to code reject for now. in interest of timing. Let's see
Mhm.
how we do in the end. So something like invite, what was it? Invite agents to group network seed of the group string agents, which is an agent public key 2. And now we actually, let's just do this also invite agents to group network seed, it's network seed, and agents, it's agent, and now accept group invite hash, entry hash, which is going to be also accept group invite hash. Cool. So this is the front-end side for group invites. And now let's actually commit this as work in progress because we don't want to mess it up too much. We want to be able to revert back. Okay, so this is maybe it for the first part of the scaffolding process and like pulling things together and so on. No, it's not. We need actually. Okay. Actually, okay, yeah, this is right. We need the group zone to contain the group profile. So basically the name and maybe the avatar, right? So it's a scaffold zone again, integrity coordinator, group profile. In the group, yes. Cool. Okay, cool. And now in that zone, we are going to be scaffolding an entry type, which is group profile. Yes, in the group profile. Okay, field name of the group, which is a string. Yes, in a text field. And at another field, yes, which is going to be an avatar hash. Avatar hash. Yeah, avatar hash, which is going to be actually an entry hash. Should a link from entry hash? No. But should UI be generated for this field? Yes, which is an image. Perfect. And I think this is it. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Update and delete, that's fine. Should a link from the original entry be created when this entry is updated? Sure, why not? That's fine. We already have the file storage in, so that's fine. And now we need to scaffold that collection. Because if we only have an entry type, there is no way to that, like get me the group profile at first. So collection name is group profiles, which is global, and it collects group profiles. Amazing. Cool. So now we have the group profiles as well. And let's just stitch together the friends zone here. So we have the friends context, but we need to import the friends. Not the friends prom, sorry, the profile prom from the friends zone, which is our profiles provider. Cool, and now we have the profiles from here and the friends context. That's good. Actually, file storage context is not to be here because it's only when we get to a concrete group that we are going to be able to see that. We are going to be adding some routes here. Actually, I think we messed up. Yes, okay, because there is like create group. Okay, so all these routes were created while we were working on here, and it wasn't updated on the IDE. So I need to redo the changes that I just made here. That's fine. Friends zone, and take out the file storage context and group context and group profile context. Okay, awesome. And now this should at least boot up thing that you put your profile in, and then we'll have to work on the homepage. Awesome.
Hmm.
So I think we need to get at the new things. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should just take like 10 seconds the first time it compiles, because then it's just about recompiling the actual code that you changed. Okay, so it's putting it up. Cool, we have the friends zone create a profile element. So I'm going to say ASDF as I always do. And this icon is good. Create profile, good. So we have like a very basic skeleton for now to replace this with the content of your app. That's good. So now let's actually start from the beginning, which is someone creating a group. So let's go to homepage, and we have the render content here. And this render content is going to be a row, or is it going to be a row? Probably these are actually tabs.
Which ones? The groups.
Yeah, the sidebar on the left
Mm-hmm.
actually work like tabs, right?
Yeah, they do. Every group is kind of its own tab. It's just yeah, it's you just choosing and then that list. That's the same as a signal group or something. It's actually kind of like tabs.
Just wondering what element to actually use here. I think let's try it not being tabs, because the actual UI that you showed, they didn't actually look like tabs, but okay, let's just see how it goes. We can also always revert back to it. So we have a row, and then we have a column, and then we have something like a state, local state for this element, which is the selected group. And the selected group actually selected group selected group DNA hash. Role name actually. Oh, I'm just changing this up a lot. It's actually a role name, the thing that identifies the group. Okay, cool. So now we need to get all the groups. So we probably have something like a group list element that gets all the groups. And then whenever a group is selected, then we selected group role name is e.detail.group role name. Cool. And then on the other side, we have something like if there is not any group selected, then we render something like this, which is please select a group. So select a group. Yes. And if we do actually have it, then we say group detail, probably group detail, and the role name of the group is this dot selected group. Cool. So this is not going to do anything because we don't have the group list or the group detail elements. So let's actually build them. So let's create a new thing, store it in URI source, group list. So class group list extends signal watcher of lead element. Static styles are our app styles. Cool. This is a custom element group list, which is also localized. Exactly. Import element from lead decorators. Cool. And how do we render this? Well, we need to get the list of groups. Cool. And actually the list of groups is going to be, so we have a group invite store. Let's add here. Yeah, I guess we can add it here. So what we need is some state management signal that gets updated whenever we create a group. So all groups is going to be, and we are just going to be quite brute force, I think. So we are going to this.client dot client app info. Awesome. And actually, let's do it like so we are going to say actually map completed. So lazy load. We don't have lazy load and poll here, do we? So where could we have it? I think I do have it. So this is a signal that just gets automatically polled every X amount of time. Amazing, we do have it here, so I'm just going to put that in a utils folder. Signal, async state. Cool. And now we do have lazy load and poll. What are we going to be polling? We are going to be polling this.client.app info, and we're going to be polling it every second, which is not that elegant, but should work. So, and now from the app info, this should be because we also need the group names. Now this is interesting. Let's have the group names be the role names for now. Let's implement anything else later. So I'm going to say return app info cell info of the group, right? So cell info of the group role, which is a record string cell info. Awesome. And now this is going to be if not cell info, return this. Otherwise, return object.is cell info. Yeah, something like that. Yep, something like this. Cool. Cool. Out with this. Now group list, and I need yeah, exactly something like this to be able to spin when we don't have it yet. And now we consume the group invites store context, group invites store, Jesus type, group invites store. And now we are going to say all groups, group, no, this dot group invite store all groups get. Cool. And this is HTML. Error fetching the groups, all groups, render groups, all groups. Awesome, awesome. And now that we have render groups, which is an array of string, we are just going to return them as a list. So the class column style gap. So we are just going to be separating them a little bit. Deep. And actually we need the same that we did before, which is, where was it? Okay, so this thing here, so we need to say if, no, yeah, exactly, this thing. We need to say if all groups, if we don't have all groups, then we need to render no groups found. These are the kinds of things that it's like, okay, you don't ever think about it, but then it's the first thing that comes to you when you boot the app. So now we say all groups dot map. For a group, we have if plus row if, and then we say click on click does this dot dispatch event new custom event group selected bubbles true compose true detail role name, it's actually just a group. And then we need to obviously say group here, goal. And now here we need to have a row. For now, it's just going to be the add group button, right? So this is going to have an SL icon with a source like grab path. This is all Shoelace, which is the UI library that we love to use. And now we say something like custom event create group clicked. It's true, compose true, nothing else. Cool, so now we have a button. Let's see if we can make it appear on top, tile, flex, one.
It's like an initiate the universe button.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got it. So this should actually just be deep. What? Well, actually, it's fine. Flex. One. Cool. Why doesn't it go? It doesn't go probably because of this, and we don't actually want this at all, do we? Okay, so now it's where it's supposed to be. We probably want some margin. Awesome. And now when in the homepage, the create group, click, create group, click, it's like create group. And in create group, it's going to be like this. So create group, let's see, create group profile, right? If I do this, it's going to get me here. And actually I have to go inside create group profile. And this is not really just create group profile, it's also create the actual group. So here we don't actually have the group profile store. We can just take the group invites store. No, actually, let's take the app client context, much simpler. Client, app client, and we need to do something like await this dot app client dot create from cell. With the network seed, it's going to be the fields.name. And then, yeah, this is fine. And then role name, it's going to be a group. And now we can construct the group profile client, like group profile client is a new group profile client with add client. And actually we need to get the info for the cell that was just created, cloned cell, amazingly amazing. So we get the clone ID. Yep. So group profile client, and then we create a group profile there. Okay, this won't work at first, right? I would assume not. Okay, wait. No, yeah, obviously this doesn't work. Okay, cool. Cool. So let's actually take the required out, see if it works. Oh, yeah. Where was it? The index. Yeah, exactly. This needs to be 799. Error creating the group profile. Sure, what's the actual error? Clone limit. We can't clone the group profile, which makes it absolutely useless. So let's actually allow it to be created. Okay, cool. I'm just going to get rid of one of them. So icon, name, create group profile, error creating the group, what's up? The group profile, we are not sending the right data to create group profile. What's that about? So group profile. Because this is obviously, okay, this is null. Okay, so how do we do this actually? Yeah, I guess we need to. Oh, this is actually interesting.
It's because you haven't got an image. Is that the
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
There is a catch-22 here, which is the images need to be uploaded inside the group, but we haven't created the group until we have uploaded an image. Let's get around it. Oof. Do we do it like that? No, I don't think so. That just makes things complicated. Okay, we actually can do away with the group profile for now. So this is created and the role name is going to be info.clone18. And let's actually have display, no, style display none. So for now, we are not going to have images here. Duplicate cell ID, yeah, sorry. Okay. Now it has actually created them, but no, but it doesn't have the, so create group profile in holochain app, so create group profile, group created should go to, right, and actually, it should go to home, group profile, no, it's group, and now it's group role name, good. But this shouldn't be here, this should be in the other element. So group created should go to /home, group, and we don't need to encode this role name. Cool. And in my home page, we need to define routes. So this is a nested set of routes for this element. And if we don't have anything, then this is actually what should be here. Yeah. So render, it's not render. Oh, what is it? Yeah, it's render. Render. Okay, so the path is, oh, okay, yeah, because this is actually this, and then this should actually be this the routes outlet. And now this should go to group detail, right? Because if the path is like group role name, then we render like the params, which are the URL params to params role name. Okay. Boom. Like that. And I think then here it should be like that. Cool. So we are seeing select a group. And then, I guess we need to import the group list. Import group list. Okay. Okay.
Great looking groups.
Yep. Group list. Because we are not, okay, so that didn't work correctly. This thing here, object.is cell info. Actually, we need to map, right? Map cell info dot. This needs to be cloned. So const clone is cell info as cloned cell info. Cloned, yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is a mouthful. Yeah, sorry, TypeScript. This is fine. So cloned and cell info. Maybe it's not like that. Okay, wait. So I have a cell info and then cell info. It's cloned cell, right? Now you may be happy. No. Okay, clone cell, clone ID. No. Console log cloned. Undefined. Okay. So let's see what's cell info. It's provisioned. No, we don't want it to be provisioned. So if not cloned, we actually need to filter first. So filter cell info, and we are filtering. Okay, so not provisioned in cell info. Cloned, cool, and now clone ID. We need the network seed. No, it's the clone ID, sorry. It's cloned what? Cloned.
Hmm.
Okay, so cell info. What can cell info be? So cell info is of type cloned. Just cloned cell. Okay. So cloned, and this should be a cloned cell info to clone. Because it's not uppercase, it's lowercase. Oh my God. Sure, cool. And then we click here and group selected doesn't actually to anything. Why is that? Because here we have a group list, group selected, but now we changed how this works, and it should be go to group e.detail role name. It's group role name. ¿Qué te pasa? Okay, and I click here. Okay, good. I click here and then nothing's shown because now we need to implement the group detail. So group list, and now we go to UI source, group detail, the S. So group detail, and this should have, okay, so not this. This should be like property role name, which is the role name group. This needs to be there, otherwise we can't do much. And now we return, actually, now we can use the all the contexts here. So file storage context with the role, list of role name, exactly. File storage context. Cool. So, and actually, let's go. Yeah, let's switch back out to creating all nodes. So now let's save our progress and let's scaffold a zone, which is going to be the nodes zone. Integrity coordinator, yes, nodes in the group. Yes, yes, cool. And now we are going to scaffold an entry type, which is going to be a node entry type. Cool. In the group DNA, yes, in the node's integrity, a node is going to have a title with a string, which is going to be a text field. Yes, and the actual content of the node, which is going to be a string with a text area for now. It's not the best, but it should do. And let's add what else should we add? Let's add the image hash, which is going to be an option of an entry hash. No, yes, image. Cool. What else does a node have?
Maybe the tags thing? Is that also now or
No,
later?
it's later. The tags module enables tagging of any hash. So nodes are automatically taggable. I think that's it. Let's add the checkbox later if necessary.
Yep.
Well, if necessary, no, if we can get to it. Cool. So I'm going to call it title content image hash. You can think of anything else, no?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good.
Okay, confirm, update, delete, yes. Should a link, yes. These are going to be updated a lot of times. Aha, right. So we have a bug actually in our template generation, but we should be able to get around it. Let me note it down. Cool. And I think this is about the image hash. So let's have it again. Node in the group, in the node's integrity, title, string, yes, text field, yes, content, string, yes, text area. Image hash should be an entry hash instead of an option. That's what tripped it up. No, confirm, update, delete, yes. Awesome, now it worked. Cool. And now we have our notes entry. Let's commit it. And let's add a collection. So collection of group nodes, all nodes, that's fine. And it's global and the node should be collected. Cool, let's also add it here. Cool, and now what we have now here is the nodes context, because it's thinking that you can have nodes at the top level of your app, but you actually can't because you need to be inside the group to actually have that make sense, right? So, but now here we can say, no, the roles zone that we want to be talking about is for this role name. Cool. And now we actually have something like the all, no, sorry. So groups in the group DNA, we have the nodes, all nodes and cool. Yep. And now we have all nodes. Cool. We need a button on top of that the class row the uh, uh, we need a button here. So button says something like create node. Otherwise, we won't be able to create any nodes. This obviously has flex one. Okay, create node, and then the create node, when it's click, should this.dispatch event new custom event. Do we do it like this? Let's see the overlay page. The overlay page does it like that. Okay, but this is inside. Yeah, we should have it here. So render content. This is like this. Good, but if we say that we want to create a node, this should actually be here. So creating node is false. But if this dot creating node, then return the overlay page, the icon of closing. Close requested means this creating node is false. And in here, we need a create node element, which we already have. Create node. Cool. And when a node is created, so node created, we do this dot node, creating node is false. Okay, so let's see about these 4 creating nodes. Start, and we need to import this. So import group list and group detail. Okay, so I go here. Cool, select a group, no groups found. I create a group, create group profile, and I select this, and this isn't doing anything. Let's try to investigate why that is. So if I'm in the home page, is there the group detail? It does exist. Okay, so it's being generated, and it's generated, it's been rendered. And then there seems to be a problem in the group details. So if this creating node, then this, so we are just rendering context here. Cool. Error fetching nodes. What happened? No self found with role name undefined. Yeah, that would make sense. Params role name. Params role name. Role name. This would seem to be fine. So, maybe this is window. Where are we exactly? So our route is undefined. Okay, so this is because the group selected here is not being stitched up properly. So group selected role name instead of group role name. Awesome, awesome. And now we click here. No. Hmm. Oh, is it actually the case that you cannot? Go to console, home group 0. But you can't have, yes, you can have a dot later. Why isn't it liking that? Let me try again. Okay, no notes found. So now it's fine. Now it's fine. Yeah, I think that was actually some kind of a bug inside Tauri, probably.
Mhm.
No, it must have been the way that it was tripping it up. The fact that we had gone to undefined was tripping it up, I think. Okay, but now that we fixed it, that's fine. Okay, so let's see if I go to group detail, it should actually be like this, so that it's. I don't know when it reloads,
Right.
it doesn't like it. Okay, so that means we have a problem in our routes. Hmm. Hmm. So you don't like this? Is it about? Oh, so it seems to be about the dot zero. and then everything's broken. Okay, so let's have it be the network seed. Would that work? I think that should work. Work seed. Okay, so then we need to change how these things do it. So this is worksheet and create group profile should return the network seed, which is the fields.name. Okay, and now the store group invites store should be the DNA modifiers network seed. ASDF, cool. Yes, that sounds good. But now we obviously in the group detail, we actually need to convert this network seed to a role name, which we should be able to do. So if we consume the app context, this is a client. So we get the app client and we say const app info client app info okay. Web socket because we do know that this is that, and now we have the catch app info. Okay, cool, app info. So now we can have our role name like this role name, and we say something like const group cells app info cell info of the group, and then we iterate over that find cell info as cloned cell. No, wait, as like cloned cell, and it was like, no, cell provisioning type. No, not this thing. Cell type, yeah. Cloned cell. Because we are finding, yeah. Okay, so let's just get the clone ones. And for that, from that, we map it to the network seed. So, yeah, actually this. we map it to the network seed, and now we find network seed, the one that is equal to our network seed. Now, this is the group cell network seed. Okay. No cell found with role name ASDF. Because actually has to be the role name. So we are mapping it to, and we need this. Okay. And we want to find the clone cell. We want to find the clone cell with DNA modifiers network seed and return its clone ID. Clone cell DNA modifiers. No nodes found. Okay, cool. Vale. And now create node doesn't do much. We should be having some routes here as well. New routes. No. So routes equals new routes is, and we should be importing, let's see, all this stuff, which is the create node, editing node. Yeah, all of these should actually be inside here. Cool. These routes go to this. Routes go to this. Yes, this is good. Routes go to this. Routes go to this. Nodes context. Yeah, exactly. We have to remove this thing because it's now nested. Create node, that's fine. Routes. Yep. Routes go to what? Go home. Cool. Routes. Okay, so create node. Yes. And actually, this should override all of that. So instead of having it be a function, it's actually our router's outlet. Good. And now in the home page, we had this. We actually need it to be like that. Right. Cool. No root found for group ASDF. Because it should be like this. Awesome. Create node. Didn't do anything. So this should, where are we? No, not group list, overlay page. Here we go. And this button should routes go to. Create node. Cool.
Ta-da!
This, we have this thing here, right? Which is annoying. So we have a node that we can create. Cool. Going back doesn't work. So now this is a node detail, close requested should go to this now. Okay, so you click here and you have a
Very pretty note in the middle of the screen.
yeah. So let's add in some gap and let's actually say let's go to note summary and let's tone it down just a tiny bit. So yeah, maybe I like the strong, but please. Okay, so let's do it like this, like that, and then maybe there is an image, but the image should just probably be like a square at the beginning, and this should be something like, okay, a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And actually this should margin 16, negative 16, a little bit more, negative 20, cool. And now this should have margin left 20. Okay, looking much better. This is still very, very big. Okay, do you like this style?
Yeah, so this is the view where you see all of your notes, right?
Yes,
Yeah, looks great. I
cool.
mean, that's fine. That's really good.
I mean, it's
It's
obviously,
uh, it's beginnings.
yeah, it's the beginnings, but so this should have like a flex basis of what, 400? No, 400 is too much. 200, yeah, 200 sounds about right. And we should have a gap of 16 for now. Cool. And what else? So you click here and nothing happens. Okay, and we have what? 20 minutes left?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
So today we are not going to, or can we get to share? So it should be like, no, that's actually too much. We are not going to get to being able to share groups with others,
Mm-hmm.
because that would imply doing the UI for friend requests,
Right.
and then uh, can we do it?
And if we did it publicly, it would
No.
be the same.
Yes. No, if we did it public, yeah, okay, yeah, it would be the same. Yeah. So I suggest that today we can just like have private notes, and
Yeah,
in a later build session we build the ability to invite other friends to our groups. How does that sound?
that sounds good. Let's do that.
Cool. So to finish this, let's add the ability to edit nodes, which we don't have right now. So all nodes whenever a node is selected. So node selected, I think it is. Let's make sure. So all nodes, dispatch. No, not dispatch. Because it's in the node summary. So in node summary, we have node selected. Cool. So in node selected, custom event, node selected. Oh God, I'm not dispatching an event. I'm receiving it. Yeah, that was interesting. So go to, this is going to be a node, and go the hash of detail node hash, right? If I click here, awesome, we see the node, and let's add the ability to edit it, and then let's see what we can do about this one. Actually, let's do that because it's a little annoying right now. So let's see. This should have like style, background, color, How is the body style? Yeah, exactly, this background color. Yes, awesome. Got rid of that. And now let's actually go to note detail and let's tone it down a little bit as well. So this note thing shouldn't be the note thing. It should be the note. Where are we? The entry record dot entry title. And then we have awesome. And then we have the content. Awesome. Oh, cool. And then we are going to say that actually the image should be up here because Shoelace has a special way to handle images in these kinds of apps. Slot image. Am I right about that? Do I remember it correctly? Yes, I do.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay, now that's kind of too big. So if I go to overlay, what should this be like? No, this is not it. Ah, because the image wants to be so big. So max width 16 pixels, please. Now we are understanding each other. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And while doing that, I actually did away with the edit buttons. Let's recover them. Cool. So now we have a column, and this should be like a row without any of that. I don't want it, and this should be flex one. Yes, and now this should be a div. And now we have recovered it, but I think there is a margin here that I'm not liking. Okay, why is that? Let's see. Because that's a top. Ah, right, because we need to align items center. Cool, and now if I click here, I can edit it and I save, and it's edited, and I go back and it's edited. Okay. And if I go here and this doesn't do anything, edit click, delete node, and delete node, it's like not deleted. Ah, right. And whenever we have the node deleted, where are we? Here, node deleted, we should go here. Oh, awesome. So now we can create, edit, and if I go back, I can see the edited one, and I can delete the node. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want me to add the modified by here, maybe, or do you want me to package this so that we can play around with it?
For time. Okay, we're at 10 minutes to. Let's package it and play, I think.
Okay.
And then we can have a little chat on maybe what could be future stuff.
Awesome. So let me work in progress. And now let's actually unpackage it. So npm package should compile everything down to a production ready version with all of its optimization. So it's just going to take like a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to go ahead and open my demo launcher, which is the mini app store that we built to be able to launch demos and share it with people. Okay, so here we go. These are the two previous apps that we built in our build sessions, friend zones and medical records. Let's create another one. Go to publisher dashboard, create app, and this should be notes. And you said you had an image?
Did have an image before, but I tried sending you an image, but it turns out it doesn't look so great on there. So I'm wondering if it's
Okay.
just the transparency. I can try, oops. I can try this one. Let's see if this one's better. Cha-ching. How's that? Oh no. Wow. Is it, maybe it works on there? Did you get
Yeah,
an image if you download?
yeah. I
Okay, let's
think
see how
should
that.
be good. Thanks. So let's, yes, awesome. Create
Okay.
hub, notes, amazing. And now let's create a new release here. Web app bundle, it just finished bundle packaging. So let's go to projects, notes, work there, note web hub. So this is 001, first release of the app. And now let's wait till it uploads. Awesome. So create hub release. And now I should be able to go back and I see there is a new hub in the App Store and I install it.
Let me start mine. Do do do. Demo launcher.
Hub installed successfully. Now let me open it. Awesome. And should be able to play around with my own private note-taking app that doesn't do anything much from now. So private group profile, create group. Awesome. I click on it. No notes found, create note. And I'm able to create a note and to edit it. Oh, the image is cropped in a weird way when it's too small. That's fine. We can tackle that in a next version. And I can delete it, and it's deleted. Awesome. Do you want to
Cool.
share your screen or see
It
how?
hasn't come up yet on my demo launcher.
Okay. So
No. Oh,
let's.
but it does come up on my, that's cool. It came up on my other computer, my Apple computer.
Awesome.
That's interesting. So maybe I could join with that one maybe. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I'll be able to join without creating. Oh, okay, let's try it. Oh, no, wait. Waiting for it to install. Do, 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 do.
I'm going to be
I don't
stopping
know.
my.
We had some issues with the Apple demo launcher, so maybe it's trying to install still.
Hmm.
Error installing the app.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, but I don't. It's interesting that it shows up in my Apple computer, but it doesn't show up. Maybe I restart the launcher and see if that helps.
Hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
The reason for it is probably that the links have gossip to only one of the computers. The other one is not seeing the links yet. So
Mm. Yep. It's
Should
interesting
work
because
eventually.
yeah, before that was quite quick, but okay, we'll try it next time.
Mm,
I think it's I mean it's really interesting to see that I mean, we took a lot of took a lot of time to go into the groups and the group functioning stuff.
yeah,
And it would be really fun to go. Oh, there we go. Now it shows up. Now I can install it. It would be really fun to go into some of the like it's interesting with these sessions that it's kind of like towards the end when you're like, okay, now we're almost there. Then it feels like we get into the more like app specific details that are really like we've done a lot of the grunt work and now we could do the so it would be really fun with this one to have a little extra
yeah,
session
yeah,
and
definitely,
get into a bit more of it.
definitely.
Let's see if
Let's
I
do
can
that.
yeah, I can share. Let's see. Window capture. Let's see if I can share this. I have a little bit of a fear that my computer will freeze, but we'll see how it goes. All right, you see my window?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. So let's see, pictures. That's me. Cool. I can create a group. Let's, this is my private group.
Mm, yeah,
Uh,
it took a while for me. It's interesting that it takes a while, shouldn't, but that's something to be explored.
mm. Now it's trying to find if there are any notes. No notes found. Create
Awesome.
a note. Best note. New note with interesting things. Okay. And I think for the image, I'm also curious of like, oh, that's beautiful. Uh, okay, that works, and I can edit it. Cool. Cool. Yeah, the images could be something also where you could have multiple oh, it's required
Mm,
also. You could have multiple images in
yeah.
one file. Like one of the things I was thinking of is we talked about yesterday with Jenny, the like when you have something like, oh, this bottle of wine was really good or la la, and you have a list of those kind of
Mm,
things, and you can take a
mm,
photo of it and and then, so if you could like on an ongoing running basis in a note,
right.
upload photos that are like in the note,
I like that.
that would be kind of useful.
Yeah, 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 I like that.
Just do another one just to see what it looks like to have a list. Boom, 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 boom. That's cool. That's cool. I think we're getting, I mean, this is let me stop sharing. We started going towards this screen and I think we got
Mm,
this part, some of this part,
yes,
and we have this in a very, very rudimentary section.
yes.
So yeah, we're getting there.
Mm,
And we also have this screen pretty much
mm-hmm.
with some of the basics. So yeah, I think it would be really interesting to do. I see if like in one more session, if we could get to a nice little app because it feels, because we were talking about it yesterday and it feels like it would be like we have talked about these and we have used something before, but we never got anything stuck. So it feels like it's one of those things that people use, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's not super easy, especially something that's supposed to work on all devices. And yeah, it would be really fun to have it feels like a really useful little thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's something that I think most, not, I'm not sure, but I have the sense that a lot of people need note-taking app. Like
Mm,
what I know that a lot of people do is they create a group in WhatsApp or some chat app, and then they boot the other person so that they are the only person in the group and they keep messaging, right? But that like okay, it's not built for that, so it has issues and images are like, and then task list and whatnot are like obviously it's much nicer to have it in this kind of format.
mm,
And it's not a difficult app. I think we have like pretty much the skeleton of it built, like and the like main flow. And now it's about like adding really nice features on top of. And first of all, it's actually it's for sure the ability to invite friends into your
Mm,
groups, right? But that
yeah.
should be easy provided that we have the friend zone, which allows us to already have send friend request, accept friend request, and all of that, and then it's just searching them to add them to a group. So yeah, no, definitely. Let's do another one of these with the Notes app, and let's bring it to a point in which it's actually like a pleasure to use. It's a really simple thing, so it should just be really simple to like. Oh, yep, it just works. Awesome.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, that would feel great. It would be really cool to do the continuation. So let's do that. Uh, yeah, thanks for today. It's been really cool to keep moving, keep building. We're getting more and more things out, which feels really fun.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Victor, and thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everyone. Have a good day. See you
Bye
later.
bye.